Hello, my fellow YouTubers. I thought I'd make this video to tell ya about my belief system and, how I vote. I didn't vote last presidential election. I'm mean to, and you must be wondering who I would have voted for. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. It's like I would have went third party. At the time, I'm going to tell you who I would vote for at the time. At the time, I was going to vote third party because I did not like neither candidate. Now, if the election was held today, I probably would have voted for Trump. Oh my goodness, why would you vote for Trump? Let me tell you something. Nobody has actually brought any proof that this man's racist, except for weak proof, and it's not even good proof. Okay, it's the kind of thing where they hoping you believe what they're saying is the truth, and usually if you spout off this crap, it would convince most ignorant people that he's racist. Okay, first of all, it doesn't take much for people to be called racist in this age. I mean, you say anything stupid, I mean, it don't even have to be racist. It just has to have the word black in it, and it's automatically racist. It's just ridiculous. Not everything negative. I mean, if it's true, it's not racist. Okay, first of all, if it's true to some degree, for some people, it's not racist. It doesn't have to be all-encompassing truth to not be considered racist. It is racist when it is completely lie. A stereotype is not necessarily racist. Some people fit the stereotype. Some people actually act like that. The fact of the matter is, it's not entirely racist. If that was the case, nobody could ever use stereotypes. Okay? People are so easily offended at every freaking thing. Any statement can have multiple meanings other than a negative one to black people. I mean, fact of the matter is, when somebody says someone has a slave mentality, that doesn't mean that they think slavery is okay, and doesn't make it racist by its default. Everybody wants to go back to racism. Racism can't do nothing about racism. I mean, can't do nothing about slavery back then. It happened. I mean, black people are not the only people who ever were slaves. I'm sorry to tell you this. You were not the only person who ever been put in chains and forced to work and was whipped and maybe killed. You were not the only one. You are you just one of the many who have been put in chains for whatever reasons. Most people who get in bondage have nothing to do with skin color. It has more to do with they're too lazy to do their own work, so they hire people, they force other people to do it. We hear this all the time. White people enslaved blacks, and the white people just went over to Africa, stole the people from Africa, and forced them into slavery. It's not exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. The matter is, you were already slaves. They shipped you put you on a boat. Probably some of you were prisoners of war. They threw your butts on the boat and you became some slaves. Depending on who it was, the Muslims or the Europeans. The Europeans got rid of slavery before anybody else did. But we're not worried about that because the matter is, it's behind us. We need to start looking behind us and look before us and ahead of us, because that's what got the Israelites in trouble in the wilderness, because we so busy looking behind us. You need to look forward to your future and not looking behind. What else? I believe in the Constitution. The rights were made for all people. Everybody cried because at the time it wasn't meant for black people. Let me tell you something. Person who says that the Constitution isn't made for black people is because it was written in 1776 and it wasn't applied immediately to the black community. But let me tell you something. You were slaves. You weren't citizens of America then. That is why the Constitution wasn't written for you. Now, don't you need to get hooked up on your education because technically speaking, they wanted to. There was a small talk about releasing the slaves even then. But they were afraid that they couldn't get all the other countries to come along if they started talking about freeing the slaves, which is actually accurate. There would have been no United States of America if they had tried to free slaves right then and there. So they decided to hold off to another time. And these were Republicans. These Republicans back then, when it was a Republican. Democrats and Republicans were one whole party. They split because of slavery. The Republicans wanted slavery over with. The Democrats said no. And there was this fight between parties, which caused a divide, which brought up the Republican Party. The blacks were once Republican, and I don't know what happened. They sold their soul for free stuff and went to the Democratic plantation. And they been getting handouts to keep quiet, handouts to support the Democratic parties, getting paychecks, huge amounts of money to stay quiet and not do anything for real for the black community. They're still sitting in those seats today, pretending. They just sit in seats just to be saying they have power. They just sitting in those Senate seats to say that they're sitting, just to have the title, getting paid under the table, not to help the black community. Let me tell you, when you look at their country that they're supposed to be over, what do they look like? What do they look like? Are they prospering? I bet you they're not. I think there are rare occasions where the Democrats are actually doing something. There are good Democrats. There are good Democrats. They're just not talked about. Okay, they cover bad ones for some reason. I don't know why they cover the bad ones and pretend that they're good. When the real good ones, they don't cover it. It's just weird. I'm not here to try to get you to become a Republican, because there are some bad Republicans as well. Don't get it twisted. There are bad Republicans. They are still acting like this is 2016 election time, and everybody's calling each other names like kindergarten class. I was hoping that the Republican Party would do better and not exchange insults to the other side because they're doing it too. No, don't do that. It doesn't make you look any better. It doesn't make them look any better. It actually makes them look bad. It makes them look good, and you look bad. Okay, back to the matter is, and it causes people to stop. They don't want to get on that party just yet because y'all acting like 5-year-olds. You can't do what they do. You gotta be better than what they are. Believe that everyone should have a right to bear arms because that's in the Constitution. I believe people have the freedom of speech to be able to speak however they want to speak, even if they're not endorsing violence to one another like some of these left people doing. They act like the Constitution doesn't exist. They want to go around bullying people and attacking people and doing all kinds of nonsense because they don't agree with what is said, and they want to call everything hate speech because they don't agree or like what is being spoken. When someone criticizes a black person, they call them a racist. If they're a black person doing it, they call them a coon because they don't know no better. Like I said, let me tell you a question. You have no loyalty to anyone but God, Jesus. Okay, you're not loyal to your skin color. You're loyal to Jesus. You're not loyal to any black person. You are loyal to Jesus. It doesn't matter if they call you a coon. It doesn't matter. You're loyal to Jesus. His opinion's the only one that matters, because when they die, they have to face the very person called Jesus. And their opinion of you ain't gonna matter because they're so busy trying to defend them own selves. Remember that when next time somebody calls you a coon, you say, I'm not loyal to you. So you can call me a coon all you want to. Basically, I don't have no loyalty to you, sir. My loyalty is to Jesus, sir. So unless Jesus is the one calling me a coon, I don't care about your opinion. You supposed to be looking out for the brother. No, I'm looking out for Jesus. See, I got someone looking out for me already. I got Jesus looking out for me. I don't need no nobody looking out for me. I don't need no brother looking out for me. I got Jesus looking out for me because I'm grateful for where I'm at. You know what? Walking around like you're ungrateful. You're not grateful for what God has already brought you to. You complaining all the time. You worry about freaking Egypt. You worried about the time you were in Egypt. See, in Egypt, they did the same thing. They fed their slaves. They housed their slaves. But they still wanted them to work. They still beat their slaves. It's the same thing going on here. People walking around talking about Egypt. The time they were in Egypt. Because they were slaves in Egypt. Because I'm using Egypt as a metaphor. You don't see the Jews who actually were slaves from Egypt complaining about the time they were in Egypt 4,000 years ago. Oh, goodness. You are not oppressed. You oppressed yourself. You complain about the cops. You are more likely to get trapped by your own kind than by the cops. You get one or two instances. Actually, when the last instance of a police shooting a black man was like a year ago. That made the news at least. That's how rare it happens. Like it happens every day or every month. It doesn't. There's no epidemic. This is the problem. They always exaggerate. Exaggerate to try to make themselves look like a victim. Okay? You are not a victim. Your education starts because you expect somebody else to educate you. You get what you can, and then you go educate yourself. You go to public schools, learn what you can, then you educate yourself. Whatever they're teaching, and then you study even more. You do a little bit more. You keep reading more about that subject. See, what I did when I was in school, they didn't do much teaching. I had to teach myself math. That's how I got good at math. Okay, I didn't stop learning math. I gave myself tests. This is how crazy that was. I gave myself tests on math problems. That's how I got good at math, because I taught myself. I didn't wait for somebody to teach me. I taught myself. Now I had some help, but wait a minute, I taught myself. How do you think I learned history? Because I taught myself. I have a little help, but from the school system helped me learn some history, but I had to go and teach myself. I got to go to the thing called the library to teach myself. But the problem is we always wait for somebody else to do something to teach us for us. We're over here with our hands out, waiting for somebody to feed us, take care of us. When we can feed ourselves, we can teach ourselves, we can drink for ourselves, and we can think for ourselves. But you're so used to being slaves, somebody taking care of you like a slave, handing you out like a slave. paying you bare minimum money like a slave, give you bare handout benefits like a slave, when you could get freedom. People over here trying to tell you how to get free from your bondage, and you want to attack them because they trying to tell you how to get out free. Because you so brainwashed, you don't even know you a slave. Tell you the truth. You need to be grateful that you have the rights now. Stop crying about the fact that you didn't have them at the beginning. You be glad that you got them now, to be able to teach yourself, eat, feed for yourself, do a lot of things for yourself if you actually took the effort to do it yourself. Well, I gotta go handle some work related business. I gotta go to work, so I ain't got time to go on a long tirade. But leaving you with this final message to teach yourself, think for yourself. Stop telling people how to think and think for your own self. Stop trying to tell everybody who they vote for and vote for your own self. Somehow to vote. Don't worry about who voted for who. You worry about what you voted for. That's the only thing that's important, who you voted for. Stop blaming other people for your problems and fix your own problems. It's your fault that you got problems. Most of the problems you got is your own fault, not somebody else's fault. There are some things that going on in your life that isn't your fault, but for the majority of the reasons you having problems is because of your own bad choices, your own bad decisions, and your own fault. You the one decided to get in trouble and get all those charges on your record so you can't get a job. It wasn't a white man who got you in trouble, just your own fault. All you gotta do is work harder now to get to where you wanna be. There are people who have been to where you are and out of jail and have made something with their lives. It wasn't hard. Yes, it's harder now because you had a criminal record. It was hard because they had a criminal record. It was going to be easy. It would have been easier if they didn't go get in trouble. It would have been easier if they had done most of what I said and taught themselves. Got a tutor, had them help teach them something. They had trouble teaching themselves. There's lots of things you could have done instead of playing the victim and actually be a victor from what's your life. Asians make more money than the average white man. If they could do it, why can't you? If the minority of the minorities can get ahead in this world, why can't you? All these people want to talk about how the white man is got white privilege. What about Asians? They got Asian privilege? Because they're even more a minority. You got an excuse for the excuse, I bet you. And I already know the excuse you're gonna get. Oh, it's because the white people were less racist to the Asians. That don't make no freaking sense. They yellow. Shut up. No offense. But in the eyes of a racist white man, their skin tone would have been a problem. Okay, that makes no sense. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the skin tone. It doesn't matter if they were yellow. It doesn't matter if they were pale white. I'm gonna tell you what really made the difference. It's because they worked hard and wasn't making excuses. They don't vote. No one's guaranteed they don't vote Democrat. Why would they do that? Why are we punishing successful people for being successful? That makes no sense. Makes no freaking sense. You supposed to worry about how much money you think they got. You don't know their finances. They make out a lot of money. Why should they give all their money to taxes? It's not like you're broke. You still gotta pay taxes. Well, I'm gonna leave you with this. Make sure you teach yourself, read for yourself, think for yourself, feed yourself. Stop asking for handouts unless you actually need a handout. The thing of the matter is, don't stop playing the victim card and play the victor card. Stop playing the oppressed card and play the I'm not oppressed anymore card and get your life together. All these people, the main people calling about oppression, got a freaking college degree. Make no sense. They don't appreciate the fact that they're in college. Man,